Weatherfield is about to be hit by another wave of trouble, and several residents are heading towards situations they may struggle to escape. Sarah Platt finds herself under frightening pressure in prison. Kit Green is pushed to his limit by Harry, while Idris Nazir secretly turns Speed Daal into the setting for a dangerous poker game. And there could be consequences for more than one family. Here's what to expect from the latest Coronation Street drama. Lucy's future is suddenly uncertain. Sally and Tim Metcalf thought they could give Lucy Parkinson the stability she needed. But Lucy is finding it harder and harder to cope without her parents. Her biggest wish is simple. She wants to talk to her dad, Richie Parkinson. When Lucy asks Tim if she can contact him, however, Tim refuses. That decision leaves Lucy hurt and angry, and the atmosphere inside the Metcalf household quickly becomes difficult. Then Tim receives news that changes everything.
Social services have been in contact, and Lucy is due to meet potential foster parents. Sally and Tim begin wondering whether they are actually able to give Lucy the support she needs. But when a sudden noise sends Lucy running into the garden, Tim follows her. He tries to reassure her that she belongs with them. For Tim, it's an important moment, but with social services involved, Lucy's future is still hanging in the balance. Richie puts Tim under pressure. Tim's problems don't end there. He receives a prison visiting order from Richie, who has something very important to ask him. Richie wants Tim to support his story and tell the police that he acted in self-defense, but Tim knows that agreeing to the lie could have serious consequences. So he refuses. Richie isn't happy. He reminds Tim of the help he received in the past, and Tim is now caught in a difficult position. Does he protect Richie or protect himself and his family?
Idris Nazir is desperate to get the money he needs for Speed Daal. Alia Nazir has made her demand clear. She wants £50,000 for her share. Idris is still short of the required amount, and instead of giving up, he comes up with a dangerous solution: a secret poker night. The plan is to bring players into Speed Daal and make enough money to close the financial gap. But Idris doesn't want Alia or Leanne Battersby to discover what he's doing. Lauren Bolton overhears part of the plan and immediately realizes that Idris could be getting himself into serious trouble. Then Kit Green turns up.
The poker game is already underway, and the stakes begin rising. Fiona Morley wants the players to gamble even more, while Idris desperately tries to keep control of the evening. But the more money involved, the greater the danger. One wrong move could expose the entire scheme. Harry pushes Kit too far. Kit Green is also dealing with a completely different problem: Harry Platt. Adam Barlow manages to get Harry into the Little Big Shots drama class by offering him the possibility of a major role. For a moment, it looks like the plan might work. Then Harry hears comments about Sarah. His temper suddenly explodes, and Jake Windus ends up caught in the middle of the confrontation. Kit struggles to handle the situation, forcing Adam to step in. Later, Adam makes his feelings very clear. Harry needs consistency, and Kit has to take more responsibility. An alternative arrangement is suggested, with Harry spending the school break with Kit. But just as Kit is trying to deal with everything, a newcomer called Lottie enters the picture. She introduces herself and reveals that she has recently moved into the area. Could Lottie's arrival bring another unexpected complication into Harry's life? Sarah's prison nightmare gets worse. But the biggest danger could be facing Sarah Platt.
Sarah is already behind bars, and she knows she has very little control over what happens around her. When Todd Grimshaw visits, Sarah opens up about her relationship with Kit. She explains that ending things was partly about protecting Kit's police career. But then another prisoner, Casey, approaches Sarah. Casey's son has been arrested over an alleged armed robbery, and she wants Sarah to use her connection with Kit to help. Sarah refuses. She explains that Kit is no longer her partner, and that getting him involved could put his career at risk. Casey, however, isn't willing to accept that answer. The pressure on Sarah intensifies. Eventually, Todd realizes just how serious the situation has become and urges Sarah to contact Kit.
Refusing could leave Sarah facing even greater danger inside prison. And Casey isn't finished. She makes it clear that Sarah could face consequences if anything happens to her son. Storyline updates. Sarah is now trapped between a prisoner who is threatening her and a former partner whose career could be destroyed by getting involved. Meanwhile, Todd's encounter with the mysterious Celeste raises another major question, while Nina Lucas prepares for a new chapter away from Salford. So, which storyline do you think will cause the biggest shock? Will Sarah manage to stay safe? Can Kit finally get through to Harry? And will Idris's secret poker game end in success or disaster? Subscribe for more Coronation Street spoilers, major twists, and upcoming twists.